Hello, I am Joe Worthington, aka CruellasFurCoat from the Disney News Show, and welcome to this very special Q&A video celebrating the 75th episode of the Disney News Show, which came out last Sunday. Now, sorry it's taken a while to get this video out to you guys. I promise you it'd be out before episode 76, which is coming out tomorrow, and so here it is. I've just had a mad busy week again and not had a chance to film until today. It is Saturday, the 20th of April 2013. So here we are with the Q&A video. So you guys have been sending in your questions. Thank you very much to everyone who has sent them in. I've got a big list here, well, it's quite long, of all the questions that you guys have sent in, either through YouTube or through Twitter as well, and so I will be answering all of these today, and some great questions here. I'm really happy with some of the questions, and I can't wait to let you guys know my answers. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So I hope you all enjoyed episode 75 last week. Not much special on that, but this is the special part if you've been waiting for it. So yeah, thank you very much for anyone who did watch last week's episode and who has supported this this video, well, these videos or this Q&A. So thank you very much. So let's just get straight on with it. The first the first lot are going to be from the YouTube comments that I've received. So yeah, the first person who has sent in quite a few questions is Mr. Orsi. I hope to say Orsi. Is it Orsi or Orsi? Sorry if that's wrong. He has asked, what is my favourite Disney movie? Now, I've mentioned this quite a couple of times on my channel before, and my very favourite Disney movie is The Incredible Beauty and the Beast. Now, Disney's 30th classic. It is just my all-time favourite Disney movie, my all-time favourite movie. I always go for, I mean, this is my number one. I always mention this one just because of the it's not so much the story. I think the story is incredible, but it's more the music. The music in this film really is incredible to me. To me personally, I love it every single time I watch it, and I never can get enough of that music. Alan Menken did such an incredible job on Beauty and the Beast, and that is really why I love it. I mean, yeah, sure, the story's great as well. I mean, it's got some of my favourite characters too. Belle, Beast, all the great characters. I mean, Gaston, not on my top, not even my top like 5-6 villains, but still one of my favourite villains. And yeah, I really do love everything about that movie. I mean, I could just watch that movie forever. I don't watch it too often though. I don't watch it too often that I get sick of it, because I would not like that to happen. But yeah, I do watch it a lot, and I really do enjoy it every single time. And so that is my very favourite Disney movie. I won't go into my top 10 right now, but I have previously done a top 10. That was about 2 years ago now, so it might have changed since then, probably my top 10. But I will do another top 10 sometime. If you'd like me to do any top 10s or anything, just let me know. So thank you very much for that first question. Second, who is your favourite Disney character? Now, this was asked by Mr. Orsi, as well as Eddie Disney Lover Downey. So thank you guys for asking this one. And if it doesn't give it away in the title of the channel, my favourite Disney character is the fabulous Cruella de Vil. She is just an amazing character. She is the #1 villain. She's such a, I was going to say, like, a deep character. She's got so many layers to this character. It is incredible. Maybe you just look at her and you see her as a puppy-hating, fur-loving witch, maybe. But she is, if you look closer at this character, and also not just who it is, the actual style of animation of this character in the original 101 Dalmatians, I just love everything about Cruella de Vil. Now, sure, you say she's a villain. How can you love a villain? However, for me, the villains are always the best characters. And like, how can't you love a villain? Yeah, for me, the villain always steals the show in a Disney movie, especially. Disney movies, what would they be without villains? And 101 Dalmatians, not my favourite movie, as I've just said, but definitely up there in my top Disney movies. And Cruella de Vil, #1 character, #1 villain. very, very favourite Disney person. Like, I mean, the incredible Betty Lou Gerson, with the wonderful Glenn Close, all these people who have portrayed her do such an incredible job, and have really bowled me over with their performances. And she's now, well, she has been for quite a few years now, my favourite Disney character. I don't think anyone could knock her off the top spot. Sure, the Evil Queen and Maleficent try their best, but she's still there at number one. So yeah, there we go, Cruella de Vil, my favourite Disney character. Next up, which of the Disney theme parks is your favourite, and what is your favourite ride and attraction in that park? Okay, so this was quite a tricky one to think about. Like, there's kind of, I've visited 6 Disney parks, and we'll get onto a question about that later on, but I visited 6, and there were really 3 that could have made the cut as my top Disney park. We have the Magic Kingdom, of course, Epcot, both at Walt Disney World in Florida, and then, of course, Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Park Paris. Now, all of those 3 are really, really special to me. I mean, every Disney park has a special place in my heart, but really the one that I came to the conclusion as being my favourite is Disneyland Paris. Now, Disneyland Paris will always be the most special to me, I think, because this is the very first Disney park that I ever visited back when I was only 4 or 5, and I have been back now 7 times. I want to say 7. Has it been 7? 6 times maybe. 6 times to Disneyland Paris, and I mean, I just love this park so much. It's just that when you walk down Main Street, and in Disneyland Paris, it's like nothing else. And sure, I visited Magic Kingdom, and sure, it is incredible, and sure, I love Epcot to bits, but I just think Disneyland Paris is my very, very favourite Disney park. Now, my favourite attraction at that park is the Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, if you've seen my top 10 attractions, then you know that Pirates of the Caribbean is not my favourite, it is my second favourite, and we'll come on to my favourite later on in the show, well, in this video. However, at Disneyland Paris, I prefer the Pirates of the Caribbean. I prefer that to the Walt Disney World one, and I definitely think that is my favourite attraction. Now, I just love the feeling of Adventureland in Disneyland Paris. I think their Adventureland is absolutely wonderful, and I really, really, really do enjoy their pirates so much. I think the whole atmosphere of their pirates is so good. The whole thing with Blue Lagoon, the Blue Lagoon restaurant, that kind of just adds that extra special touch to it. And yeah, so Pirates of the Caribbean, definitely my favourite attraction at Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris being my favourite of the Disney parks that I've visited so far, and I think it always will be. Okay, next up, we are moving on to a question from ReFlood212, hope I said that right. Is there any Disney Direct DVD movies that you think are good? Now, personally, I am not a fan of the Disney Direct DVD movies. I think they are, sometimes they can really downgrade the original, and I don't think they're always such a necessary continuation of the stories. Now, sometimes it does go well, and I think in the case of the Lion King sequels, then it definitely did a good job, and I really do enjoy both. Now, I'm going to say both Lion King 2 and Lion King 3 or Lion King 1.5. Sure, Lion King 2 I'd say is the best direct DVD sequel that Disney has done. Lion King 3, well, it's Lion King 3 over here, Lion King 1.5 in the States. It's not such incredible story. However, it does make me laugh. It really, I do find it one of the funniest, probably one of the funniest Disneys out there, really. I do think it is very funny, and I really do enjoy it. So I'm going to put them 2 up there. I would also say I do enjoy the Mulan sequel. Now, I know some people don't. Mulan 2, some people don't enjoy it, and I can see why people won't, but I do think it did a pretty good job. The Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, I also quite like that, but I do not like Belle's Magical World. I don't think there was any point in making that. I really don't see how, really, I don't like that film at all. What else have we got? We've got the Cinderella sequels. Sure, they're okay. The second one, what's it called? Dreams Come True. yeah, and you can give that one a miss. I quite like A Twist in Time. I quite like that. I quite like the centricness of Lady Tremaine and Anastasia and Giselle. I quite like how they're kind of in the focus of that movie. I quite like that. However, I don't think it was necessary to add to the classics such as Cinderella. Aladdin, not too sure. I mean, they're okay, the Aladdin sequels. Return to Jafar is quite nice. I quite like the continuation of Jafar's story. However, Aladdin Prince of Thieves? I think it's Prince of Thieves, isn't it? Not one of my favourites. Hunchback of Notre Dame, do not watch it. Don't like that one. What else have we got? We've got Pocahontas 2, which I haven't seen. I can't comment on that one. I do have it up there in my collection. However, I've not watched it because what everyone says, it completely ruins the original, and it is not something you want to watch if you enjoy the movie. I really do enjoy Pocahontas. I really like Pocahontas, and so apparently I shouldn't watch it. Don't know about you guys, what you think to that. I quite like the Lilo and Stitch sequels. I quite like the whole Lilo and Stitch the series, so I do enjoy the continuation of Lilo and Stitch's story in their sequels. Other ones that I can't comment on, Brother Bear, haven't seen the sequel to that, and Atlantis, haven't seen that sequel either, so can't comment on those two. But I think that's all of them covered. I'm pretty sure that's all of them. Yeah, because obviously, you've got 101 Dalmatians 2, that's it, that's the one. It's okay, it's nice. I mean, it's not perfect. I do like the fact, anything with Cruella de Vil in, as you would guess, I do really enjoy. And I do like the fact that Cruella is in that quite prominently, and I do quite enjoy that one. Not my favourite, but, you know, it's okay. And of course, you have the sequels to The Jungle Book and to Peter Pan, but they were theatrically released, so I do think they are much higher quality than the others, and I do really enjoy both of them. Jungle Book 2 is okay. I mean, it's nice. It's quite a nice one. Peter Pan is probably one of my favourite sequels. Oh, one more that I've just thought of. There's loads of them, isn't there? Really quite a lot. Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, I quite like Lady and the Tramp. Scamp's Adventures, is that what it's called? Scamp's Adventure? Yes. I do like Lady and the Tramp, and I think that sequel is quite a nice one too. If there's any that I've missed and you want me to comment on, then please let me know. However, that is all the sequels I can think of right now. I should have written a list, shouldn't I? So yeah, there we go. Hope that answered your question. Did it answer? I probably didn't answer it, but thank you very much for asking that. Okay, so moving on now. Our next questions are from LSU Saints 1010, and the first question is, when did your collection of Disney DVDs start? Now, I started collecting Disney DVDs back in 2010. It was actually right at the end of 2010. It was December the 30th, if I recall correctly, and I bought the Fantasia DVD and Blu-ray combo pack, which is up there in my DVD collection. It's in the DVD packaging. And that is when I started collecting. So it's been, if that was December 2010, it's been 2 years and 4 months, I'd say, that I've been collecting, and I think I've done a pretty good job, haven't I? Look at all them up there. I didn't have any. Well, I had maybe a few. There was a few that we did have beforehand, but yeah, that lot is all from since then, since December 2010 when I started properly collecting. Next up, where in the UK do you live? Now, yes, I do live in the UK, and I live in Manchester. I want to say just south of Manchester, but yeah, that's as much as you're going to get. What is your favourite thing about Disney? Like, what makes you love Disney things the way you do? Now, I have to say that the thing that made me really fall in love with Disney was the Disney parks, and Disneyland Paris, to be exact. Now, as I said, I have visited Disneyland Paris quite a lot of times, ranging from when I was only really quite young, and I really do love Disneyland Paris, and that has really what has made me become the Disney fan that I am. Sure, the Disney movies were such a big part of my childhood, and I watched, I always watching Disney movies a lot when I was younger, and so that's quite a big part. But visiting Disneyland Paris in 2009, I went for the fourth time, 2009. That was when it really started to become a big thing. Then we went to Walt Disney World in 2010. Then I started really collecting some things such as pins and stuff like that. And then I started collecting my DVDs, my Blu-rays. We went back in 2011. bought a whole other bunch of stuff, started collecting animations, and then we are back here now. I've been to Disneyland Paris twice last year, and then yeah, so really it was Disneyland Paris, but things kind of just came from then, and I do really have a lot of things that made me interested. But yeah, so I would say Disneyland Paris, which is what has made me the Disney fan I am today. Okay, so the next question is, what's your favourite Disney pin? Now this is quite a hard one because I do have a lot of Disney pins, and if they're in my collection, that means I do really like them. And so it was quite hard to decide. I had to go, well, I couldn't even pick one. I have got 2 pins here that I'm going to show you guys because I couldn't pick one. And so the first one I have is, you guessed it, it was a Cruella de Vil pin, and it is this one here. It is the Cruella de Vil 13 countdown to the villains pin of animation trading event happening in Epcot this year. Now I got this one back last year in September, I want to say September, at a pin trading event, and I really do love this one. Sure, some people say that you can't really see Cruella on that, and you probably can't. This camera's probably not picking up the details that you need, but definitely go and have a look at it. This is pin number 92392. If you want to go and have a look at this on Pinpicks, it's a very, very nice pin. And the other one I picked is, oh, that one is limited edition 750. That's an LA. This one is not a limited edition. It is another one, well, it's one that I really, really do like now, and it is the Bad Boys pin featuring some of the greatest male Disney villains. We have on there, we have Chernabog, we have Jafar, we have Frollo, we have Hades, Governor Ratcliffe, Captain Hook, and the Big Bad Wolf. So they're all on there, and I really, really do enjoy looking at that pin. I really like that one. It's kind of pin on pin. You've got the guys in the front and then Chernabog at the back. And so yeah, one of my favourites. Now I've had that one, it's probably in my first 10 pins. I bought this one off eBay within like not long after coming back from Walt Disney World in 2010 when I started collecting pins. So really, really do love that one. But like this, I'm going to show you one other thing. Now it's not technically a pin, however, if it was a pin, it would be my all-time favourite. It is this lanyard medal here, and it features all of the greatest Disney villains, possibly the top 8 Disney villains. You've got them all on there. You've got Cruella, you've got the Queen, you've got Maleficent, you've got Ursula, Captain Hook, Jafar, Chernabog and Scar. They're all on there, and I really do love that. It's a lanyard medal, if you can see here. Goes on the lanyard, and this is what I wear to Disney parks. I wear this lanyard, so I really, really, really do like that. So yeah, they are my favourite Disney pins. Okay, next question. How old are you? I am 17, nearly 18, but yeah, 17. My birthday's coming up very soon, actually, May the 15th, so very excited. I will be 18 in less than a month now, so yeah. Okay, our next question is from That Boy Jono, and they've asked, who is your favourite Disney princess and why? Now, this is going to be continuing on from my favourite movie, and my favourite princess is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Now, I'm not such a big princess fan, I'm much more of a villains fan. However, I would say that my favourite is Belle, and kind of I've not got much of an explanation, however, possibly just because that is the film that I've watched the most. Maybe I find that Belle is much more of a real person kind of princess than the other princesses that came before her, such as Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora. I think her story is much more I was going to say understandable then, but then you think about the whole thing with the Beast and everything, so that doesn't make sense. But you know, she's yeah, I mean, I don't really have a good explanation for this. However, Belle is definitely my favourite, and I hope that answers your question. Sorry if it doesn't, but yeah, it's Belle. Okay, next up from Jack Reed. Disney released some movies in 3D. Which movie would you like to see re-released in 3D? Now, I was thinking about this, and there was only really one movie that came to mind, and it is, of course, Aladdin. Now, I would really like to see Aladdin on in 3D, just because of the whole Cave of Wonders sequence. I think that would work the best out of any of the not yet used Disney movies in 3D. I think Aladdin would work the best, and so that is it really, just kind of for that. I mean, I was thinking there are quite a few that would work nice. I'd love to see Peter Pan in the scene over London in 3D. I'm sure that would be incredible. However, I don't think the whole movie kind of lends itself to 3D. Well, and also it's quite a bit older as well, so they probably couldn't use that. Hercules would be fantastic in 3D too, possibly. Who knows? I'm not too sure whether that would work. But yeah, so I think definitely Aladdin, or maybe Tarzan as well. Any of those three, Tarzan, Hercules, or Aladdin would work very well. That's what I'd say. He said he'd like to see Mulan, actually. Mulan would be nice. There are definitely a few bits that I'd quite like to see in 3D in Mulan. Okay, next up we are moving on to the questions that I've received through Twitter. First one from @DLPFan24. Where do you go to find all of your Disneyland Paris news? Now, the best source I find for Disneyland Paris news is dedicated to DLP. Now, go and check out dedicated to DLP if you want to find out anything that's happening over in Disneyland Paris that is worth note. Now, that is really it. That's where I go. I mean, I also check sites such as DLRP Today, and also the official Disneyland Paris site, however that's never very useful. Disneyland Paris Twitter though, however that's pretty good. They're pretty good at announcing things. However, yeah, definitely dedicated to DLP is my #1 source for information. Okay, our next question is from the Curious Labyrinth, or @the_Curious Lab, and he's asked, what is your favourite thing about DLP? Now, I think I'm going to have to go outside of the parks for this. My favourite thing about Disneyland Paris is the incredible Disneyland Hotel. Now, I really, really do love the Disneyland Hotel to bits. It is the most incredible place, really, for me. It is the pinnacle of Disney design, and I love it so, so much. It is really where I have grown to love Disney so much, is in that hotel. And I've been really privileged to stay at that hotel on the majority of my trips to Disneyland Paris, and I really love it. That is my favourite thing, to be honest. Let's forget about the attractions, let's forget about the parks. It's got to be that hotel, it's got to be the Disneyland Hotel for me. It's just absolutely incredible. That is where it is at Disneyland Paris. It is the Disneyland Hotel, my favourite thing about DLP. Okay, next up, we have another one from Twitter, is @TomorrowlandTV, has asked, what are your favourite rides from every Disney park you have ever visited? Okay, so I've visited, as I said before, 6 Disney parks. I've been to Disneyland Paris and Walt Disney World in Florida. Now, let's start off with Disneyland Paris. I've already mentioned my favourite attraction from there is the wonderful Pirates of the Caribbean. Moving over to Walt Disney Studios, I have to say that my favourite attraction from there is Rock and Roller Coaster. Now, I think that's because this is the first ever roller coaster that I really went on. Like, first ever proper fast roller coaster was when I visited Disneyland Paris back in 2002 when I was 7. I went and I went to, well, was there 7 or was there 6 or 7, something like that. I went on this roller coaster and I really, really fell in love with it. I think it's incredible and it's one of my favourite roller coasters, one of my favourite roller coasters anyway, Disney roller coasters, so yeah, definitely Rock and Roller Coaster at Walt Disney Studios. Moving over to Walt Disney World, we have the Magic Kingdom, and my favourite attraction there is my #1 attraction anywhere in the world. It is the Haunted Mansion. Now, I love the Haunted Mansion so much, and if you go and watch my my top 10 attractions, I go into a lot more detail about this. However, well, actually, if you want to look at that, that is on the episode 50 of the Disney News Show. I did a special feature at the end of that show. You can go and take a look at that. And so yeah, so definitely Haunted Mansion, just an incredible, incredible attraction. Next up, we have Epcot, and my favourite attraction at Epcot is Soarin'. At Disney Hollywood Studios, it is the Tower of Terror, and at Disney Animal Kingdom, nearly forgot then, we have the fantastic Expedition Everest. Now, Expedition Everest is the only one out of those lot that I haven't mentioned on my top 10 attractions, so if you do go and watch that, won't be on there, but I really do enjoy Expedition Everest, and that's the one that I enjoy the most at Animal Kingdom. Maybe it's not my favourite attraction, but Tomorrowland TV asked what was my favourite ride, and that is definitely my favourite ride there. So yeah, definitely, if you want more information on why I love those so much, then go and check out episode 50 of the Disney News Show. Link will be down in the description box below. Okay, so now on to our final question of this Q&A, and this is from Thomas Hind, who actually contacted me on Facebook, and he has asked, why did you start a Disney News Show? Now, to answer this question, I kind of had to go back about, how long ago was it, 18 months or so? Probably a bit longer now, from when I first started the Disney News Show, back then called Disney Mania. And the reason I started the Disney News Show, well, was to have a place where all the week's Disney News was in one place. Sure, there's lots of different podcasts or videos that you can check out that kind of explain the news from different places in the Disney universe. However, I wanted one that kind of encompassed the whole lot of the World Disney, including the parks, including the movies, including everything in one place. Now, the person who inspired me to do this was the wonderful Final 91E and his incredible Final 91E's Disney News and Reviews. Definitely go and check that out if you haven't seen that. That is the best Disney video on YouTube, weekly video, I would say. And there's also WDW Radio, wonderful podcast with Lou and Jello, who do videos every week. However, they are just based on Walt Disney World. Nothing wrong with that. However, I wanted something that kind of brought together all the news from Walt Disney World, from Disneyland Paris, all the other parks, as well as the movies, and in one place. So that is why I made it, and why we are still going today. Sure, there's podcasts maybe that do the same thing, but I wanted a video, and and it's for you guys, really. That is why I do it, and all the response that I've had has been so good, and I've really enjoyed talking to you guys. I also did it really to get to know a lot more people, and I think I've accomplished that. I have got to know a lot of great people on here, a lot of fantastic Disney fans, and there are a lot of you out there, and I really can't mention you all now. However, you are all superstars, and you're all incredible, and thank you very much for contacting the show if you have done, or if you have just left comments. That's wonderful. If you liked the show, or if you watch any of my videos, sure. Now, this wasn't the first thing that I did on YouTube. Before I started the Disney News Show, I was just showing my collection. I was showing my different Disney DVDs, my Disney Blu-rays, my different collections, like doing unboxings, and that was the main focus of the channel until this came along, and now this kind of takes up most of the time on my channel. And I really do appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch the videos, and that, I mean, it's just been wonderful over the past just over 2 years since I started, just under 2 years since I started the Disney News Show, and I really do appreciate it. So that is why I did it, for you guys, and I hope that that you've enjoyed the past few years, and let's hope it continues for a long time to come. So there we go, that is why I started the Disney News Show. And that brings this Q&A session to a close. And okay, so I really hope you enjoyed this special Q&A video celebrating the 75th episode of the Disney News Show. Thank you very much to everyone who sent in questions, who has... I hope you had your questions answered today, and I think I've done a good job of answering them as best as I could, and I hope I have done too. If there's any that I didn't answer, sorry very much about that. I really don't think I missed one off, but just in case I did, then definitely let me know. I'll answer it on a future episode of the Disney News Show. Speaking of which, tomorrow's episode of the Disney News Show is episode 76. That is out tomorrow, the 21st? Yes, 21st of April 2013. Don't forget to go and check that out. Don't forget to leave any comments or questions about anything I've mentioned on today's video down in the comments boxes below. Or you can send me a personal message, or you can contact me on Twitter. I'm at CruellasFurCoat. Link down in the description box below. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.